PMHNPs, let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at yourself and thought, why am I this tired? Not sleepy tired, not just I need a nap tired. I mean the kind of tired where your mind feels full. Your body feels heavy, and even small things start to feel like too much. Now, let me tell you, a lot of PMHNP students and even practicing providers are calling this stress. But sometimes what you are really dealing with is burnout. And burnout can be very sneaky. It does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it shows up quietly. You are still going to work as usual. You have obligations. You are still showing up for school. You are still doing what needs to be done. But inside, within you, you just feel drained. You also feel disconnected. And you find yourself losing the same passion you once had for this journey. And that can be really scary. I remember talking to someone who was doing everything right on paper. They were attending clinical. They were studying, working, handling family responsibilities. But she said something that struck me. She said something that really stayed with me. She said, Dr. Buchi, I do not even feel like myself anymore. And honestly, that is how burnout often sounds. Not always I want to give up. Sometimes it's I'm tired of carrying everything. Sometimes it is I cannot focus anymore. Sometimes it is I know I need to study, but my brain is just not cooperating. And sometimes it's simply feeling numb to things you used to care about. And that is burnout. Burnout is what can happen when you have been giving, you've been pushing, performing, and carrying pressure for too long without enough time to recover. And for PMHNP students, let us be honest, there's a lot to carry. You are balancing your coursework. You are balancing clinical expectations. You are preparing for board exam, family pressure, work responsibilities, and for many of you, the pressure to still hold everything together like nothing is wrong. That is a lot. And for my practicing PMHNPs, it can show up in a different way. You care deeply about your patients, but emotional work is still work. Listening to trauma, holding space for pain, making clinical decisions, documenting, managing schedules, and trying to still have something left for yourself at the end of the day. It adds up. And the tricky part is this. Burnout can start looking like other things. It can look like depression. It can look like anxiety. It can look like irritability, poor concentration, brain fog, or just feeling emotionally flat. So sometimes people say, maybe I'm just lazy. No. Sometimes you are not lazy. Sometimes you are depleted. There's a difference. Now let me give you a few things I really want you to remember. First, check in with yourself honestly. Ask yourself, am I just busy or am I running on empty? Because being busy and being burned out are not the same thing. Second, stop waiting until you crash. Before you give yourself permission to pause, you do not need to earn rest by completely falling apart first. Rest is part of staying well. Third, you want to pay attention to what you keep calling normal. If you are always exhausted, always irritable, always mentally checked out, that is not something to just keep pushing through without addressing it. And please hear me when I say this. Seeking support does not mean you are weak. It means that you are aware. So even as a provider, talk to someone. Talk to a mentor. Talk to a therapist. Rework your schedule if you need to. And protect your peace where you can. Because yes, you are called to help others, but you are still human too. And as PMHNPs or future PMHNPs, we have to learn how to recognize burnout, not just in our patients, but in ourselves, because you cannot keep pouring out from a place that is already empty. So if this is hitting home for you, I just want you to know you are not alone. A lot of smart, capable, compassionate people go through this. And it does not mean you are failing. It means you need care too. If this helped you, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with another PMHNP student or provider who may need to hear it. And if you have been feeling this way lately, take a moment today to check in with yourself. You matter too.